Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome to the video. Now, the absolute disaster that is sitting behind me today is a 2016 Volkswagen Jetta, and I do not use the word disaster lightly. This thing is disgusting. Okay, well, just before I show you the horrendous mess waiting inside, I'll take you around the exterior, which, to be honest, isn't looking great either. It's pretty clear this vehicle has been sitting somewhere for quite a while, as the paint is covered in a layer of dirt. There's leaves and other debris all over the vehicle, and really it's just filthy everywhere. But the neglect goes off the charts when we look inside, as the whole interior is just an epic disaster. From the dirt that's embedded in the carpets, stuck to the doors, and all over the seats, to the dried up puke and colossal mess of more dirt and old food in the back. This car needs some intensive deep cleaning, but just before I hit the reset button on the Jetta, take a quick second and make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you never miss out on one of these videos. I post a new one like this every week. Alright, well, no question, I've got my work cut out for me on this one, especially with that interior. So as always, guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy the transformation. Okay, well, getting to work on the Jetta now, and I wanted to quickly remind you guys that episode 12, which is the very last episode of the Studio Build series, is now live over on the second channel, the Detailed Geek 2. If you guys have been wondering when the studio would be finished, well, the time has finally come. I got all my projects done, like installing my vacuum and pressure washer, along with a few other fun things, so be sure to go and check that video out. I had a ton of fun documenting the whole construction process and making those videos for you guys, and if you haven't watched any of them yet, well, all 12 episodes are queued up for a good binge session on a playlist over on the second channel. Working my way around the car and knowing that it sat outside for quite a while, and especially after seeing all the leaves and other debris in the windshield cowl and trunk jam, I'm going to spray out the gap where the window meets the door really well, as that also tends to be an area where debris will collect over time. Now for this trunk jam full of debris, I'm going to just grab what I can by hand right now and toss it, and then I'll obviously have to be really careful with the pressure washer so as to not get any water going inside the car. But this is possible if you're careful, and then once I've got all this sprayed out, I'll turn my attention to the wheels and get some of my Detail Geek wheel and tire cleaner sprayed on, agitated with a variety of brushes, and then a few minutes later and the wheels are perfectly clean. Okay, with the car wash now, I wasn't surprised to see that there's quite a bit of iron contamination all around the vehicle, so I'm going ahead and spraying on some of my Detail Geek iron remover, which is available on my website at detailgeekautocare.com, and that's going to quickly dissolve the iron particles, turning purple while it does, and in a couple of minutes the whole car is basically bleeding purple, so I'll then quickly get that sprayed off with the pressure washer. Okay guys, well it's time to roll up my sleeves and get started on the huge job that this interior is going to be. There's no question that all the seats have to come out, including the rear seat too, as the mess in here is off the charts and going to take quite a bit of time to get looking presentable again. Moving to the back, and if you couldn't already tell, well, this Jetta has some of the worst carpets I've ever had the pleasure of working on. It's scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of quality, which makes it really hard to vacuum, as it's basically just Velcro and dirt is practically glued to it. So I already know that means that vacuuming and extracting will take quite a bit longer today, as I'll have to make more passes to get it as clean as possible. Turning my attention to the trim now, and I'll go around the entire interior with the vacuum and my detail brushes, using the boar's hair one on most areas and the ultra soft anywhere that's more prone to scratching. And if you heard me say that the studio is complete earlier in the video, then you might be wondering, well, when are you going to start detailing out there? Well, the answer is very, very soon. I'm just in the process of filming a big tour video of the shop and studio for you guys, which will be coming to the main channel next week, and then the week after will be the first detail in the new studio. Okay, well, as I start on cleaning these seats now, you'll notice I'm using a liberal amount of my carpet cleaner and the green drill brush, as I know with how dirty these seats and carpets are, it's going to take close to a miracle to get them looking perfect. And I, for one, certainly won't stop until it's clear I've gotten them as clean as I possibly can, even if that means I have to repeat the process 3 or 4 times. And even then, I'll always hit it with the steamer later on if there's any lingering spots. But I do know from experience that with things this badly neglected, it's not always possible to get them looking perfect again. Starting on the back seat now, and I just wanted to take a quick second to let you know that I've recently started posting more regularly on the second channel, and even have a new series of videos over there called The Quick Fix. Basically, the videos are shortened down versions of main channel videos, so if you don't have 30 to 35 minutes to spend watching one of these, then you can still get all the same great satisfaction from the Quick Fix video over on the Detail Geek too. And besides that, I'm also posting videos on Facebook as well as Instagram and TikTok multiple times a day, so be sure to follow me over on those platforms as well. Moving to the carpets now, and because these are such poor quality, I already know it's going to be a challenge to get them looking perfect, but the green drill brush certainly helps, as does the carpet cleaner, and those two things are in fact the real key to how clean I can get the carpets. It's really not about the extractor, it's much more important to have a really good cleaner and good agitation if you want to get your carpets or seats perfectly clean. Here's the entire bucket of nasty and smelly water pulled from the Jetta today. Gross. Okay, starting on what I've dubbed the puke door, I'll be hitting it with some 4:1 or heavy strength APC and the brush attachment on the steamer, which makes pretty quick work of it. And you'll also notice that I always wear my respirator when I steam the APC, as the chemical makeup isn't one that you'd want to be breathing in small particles of. So just like I wear gloves to protect my skin from all the nasty things I find in vehicles, I always protect my lungs as well. Now another area where the steamer comes in really handy is with the seat rails, as they tend to get very dirty and aren't the easiest thing to clean. So that's where the steamer comes in, as being able to blast steam into the crevices makes it really easy to get all the crud and grime out. So for anyone who might be in the market for one, I've got the link to the McCulloch unit I use down in the description for you, and it's a great thing to have when detailing your vehicle or even cleaning your house.
Alright, well as I turn my attention to the paint and finish decontaminating it with some ultra poly clay, it's also time for this week's members question, which comes from Signy, and it's, I've been wondering how many times you use a clay bar before having to toss it. So the answer to that is it depends on how dirty the paint is that you're claying. So essentially the clay is good to be reused until it gets too full of crud and you can't knead it to a clean section. So depending on the paint you're working on, that could be in as little as one vehicle, or it could be several if they aren't that dirty. Second last step here is to get all the glass cleaned, and one thing you'll always see me do is to roll down the window a bit so I can get the top edge, as if you don't, it's almost guaranteed the owner will notice that when they roll down their window the next morning in the drive-thru.
Alright guys, well 12 hours later and the Jetta is unrecognizable. It is looking insanely good. And I gotta say, it's hard to believe that's the same car that I started with earlier today. Now anyways, if you guys enjoy this one, make sure you smash the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Enjoy the guitar outro, and I'll see you guys in the next one.